Hi, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all. We're live. There you go. I'd like to welcome you all to our live. Happy May 5th, and we're here out on the tennis courts. It's a beautiful day. Today we're going to be running you through a typical dynamic warm up that we have that I would recommend for a lot of players before matches, before practice. This is all. This is across the board. I think something that's neglected from tennis players. Typically, people will show up 5 minutes before their clinic or 5 minutes before their match, and they just hop on the court, and their body is cold, and our body has a hard time recovering from that. And it's also, if you start cold, it's really hard for you to start that match. Especially in these match situations, it's really hard to start off strong. It typically takes you about 3 to 4 games to get warmed up and get into a rhythm. So the great thing about a dynamic stretch and dynamic warm-up is it stimulates the nervous system, and it stimulates your brain and your body, and it gets your muscles starting to fire and trigger all of those movements that you'll be performing in a match. For most of you tennis players, you all know who Novak Djokovic is. I did a little research on his warm-up, and also on Roger Federer's, and the commonalities between their two warm-ups is a lot of times, every time they commit at least 10 minutes, no matter what. They commit at least 10 minutes to a solid warm-up. So even if they go for a light jog, get on the bike, something that starts to get the blood flowing, get your muscles moving, and your brain kind of gearing into that mode. And so there's different phases of the warm-up. So you have your phase 1 is your cardio. So it's a light jog, and we'll be going through this step by step for you, but kind of an overview. So it'll be a light jog, and then I'll show you some kind of light agilities that we'll be doing, and then it will move into phase 2, which is more of the dynamic stretching, the dynamic warm-up. And then phase 3 is also a little bit of some dynamic movements with your shoulder, getting your shoulders warmed up, because we'll be talking about in phase 2 more of your lower body and your core. And then also in phase 3, we'll be discussing some of the quick feet movements that we can be doing to get you ready for that match. So anyway, we'll start in phase 1. Really the biggest thing here is then, as you are when you show up for your match, I'd recommend showing up at least 45 minutes early if you can, if not 30 minutes early, if time permits. And what I would recommend is making sure that you have a jump rope in your bag, and or just find an area where you can kind of take just a light jog. Here, I would recommend, if you're here at Hillcrest, I just recommend taking 2 laps around 2 or 3 courts, just nice and easy jog, just to warm up your body. You're really looking to get that heart rate up and to get your blood flowing. Okay, so once you do that, then I'm going to demonstrate a few little movements that I would recommend. So you do 2 laps around 2 or 3 courts, whatever is available. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start on the baseline, and you're going to go up and back from the baseline to the net, okay? And you can use your racket. You don't have to use a racket if you don't want to. So what you're going to do is you're going to run up. And then you'll run back. Okay, back pedal back, and you're going to do that twice. Okay, and then on the baseline, you're going to come. Okay, so really the idea is that you're going side to side, side shuffle, and then your karaoke, side to side, and then you'll do your what we call an E shuffle. So it's kind of a little shuffle here, here, here. Okay, and these are all just to get your blood pumping. Focus on your breathing and don't hold your breath, but get that blood pumping. And with that blood, it gets oxygen to the brain, and you start to stimulate that nervous system, which is what we're looking for. Okay. Then another one that we can do is you can go side to side on this one. It's butt kicks or heel kicks, and that will get that rapid fire going. Okay, so that's phase one, and really takes about 5 minutes, nothing major. If you can at least do that, that will help your body. Even if you go out straight from that, it'll really, really help you improve that first 2 or 3 games in your match where normally you'd be starting off cold, but this will really help you take that next step. Okay, so now we're going to move on to phase 2, which is a little bit longer, but I would strongly recommend doing this one. Okay, so really it's a dynamic stretching. So it's not holding that stretch. It's not holding the stretch. It's those quicker dynamic movements that stimulate your muscles for those movements that we're going to be doing in a match. Okay, so the first one I like to do is a lunge and then a twist. Okay, lunge and then a twist. And most of these you can do in place. You don't need the tennis court. Another thing I like to do is take my racket, and it helps with my full rotation. So a lunge, and really get that rotation, warming up your back here. Okay, and so then the next one would be, so you're going to do a lunge and then a back bend. Okay, and nice and easy. So I'll do it from the side. So a lunge and just a slight back bend so that you can kind of start stretching those abs and waking up that back. Okay, one more. Back. Nice and gentle. Okay. The next one will be, and all of these, you can do, I would say 5 to 6 on each side, and then move on to the next one. Typically, especially in college, we would use the length or the width of the court as kind of our measurement. If you don't have that, we would typically go down to each side and then come back with a different exercise. But I think if you're just doing it in place, 5 to 6 will be just sufficient enough for your body warm up. Okay, so then your next motion will be a lunge. Okay, and then when you stand up, you're going to go with the opposite knee. Okay, and then your quad. So I'll do it again. You ready? So down, and then knee, and then quad. Okay, and that one, like I said, do 6 on, alternating, doing 6 on each side total, so 12, and that really helps get all of those leg muscles. Okay, and then we're going to and then we're going to do the side lunge. So we're going to go side, really getting that inner quad. Okay, and stretching that inner thigh, because really, you think about it, that motion when you go out to hit, you really have to make sure that those quads are stretched and nice and warmed up. Okay. All right. So now, sorry. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, I like to really do kind of toe raises. So you reach up like you're climbing a ladder, climb up, and then heel walks. Okay, climb up, 6, and then heel walks. Okay, so you're alternating from climbing that ladder to the heel walks. Okay, climb the ladder, heel walks. Okay, all right, and now our next one is we're going to move into a little bit of movement here. So you're going to do zigzag, zigzag, and then away, and getting that hip warmed up. Okay, so I'll do it again. Ready? Zigzag. Okay. All right. And then one other that we can do. Okay. So you can really get down, and you can do what we call an inchworm. So you're going to go down, and then walk your feet back up, and then go out and do it again. And that really warms up your core, your shoulders. And the big thing is don't let that your hips sag. Make sure you keep a nice even plank. Okay. All right. So we're going to move into phase 3 now. Okay. So phase 3, I'm going to kind of shift you over here. Okay. So phase 3. Okay. We really are looking for, we're going to be looking for these bands, okay? And we're going to be warming up that shoulder, okay? So really focusing on keeping your core tight, and we're going to be working on that rotation. So in, out, and this is nice and gentle, not trying to kill yourself. You're just trying to warm up your body, okay? So we'll do some of those, and then you can do some of these where you come over, just nice and gentle, warming up your shoulder. Okay. And then another one is you're here, really pushing forward. Okay. And then another one where you can kind of come up, working on that back of that shoulder. Okay. All right. So now that we've warmed up, and remember, you're going to do, you do a couple minutes, I would say 2 minutes on each side, making sure you get about 10 reps with each motion, okay? And this is super important to balance each other out, because if you do one side and not the other, you're defeating the whole purpose. So those are good motions. And then the other thing to do is have a band. We would always carry these bands in our bags. And this is great because this is a full body workout. So you bend and push up. Okay. Really pushing, driving your leg. This is low impact, but it has a lot of benefits to it. So I would recommend having these in your bag and just whip it out. This is also, doing that, go for 2 minutes. You're going to have a good little sweat going. So, okay. So those are the band workouts. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of a hip opener. So you can grab the net, you can grab the wall, whatever you like. And, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to get your hip swing. So coming here, nice and easy. Let your leg swing, let your hip open. Don't put a lot of pressure on this. That defeats the purpose. So keep your core tight. Okay. And then the other side. Okay. And then once you've done that, then the hand that's closest to the net or your wall, do your hip swing. Put your leg. Don't get too floppy. Keep that core nice and tight. And then you'll do the other side. Okay, so go about 20-30 seconds in each motion and you'll be set to go. All right. Then the next thing we're going to go through is it's really important to keep your wrist and your rotator cuffs nice and loose. I typically like to get on the ground and do this, but I'll show it to you standing up. So be very gentle. This is not anything that you want to go crazy, but just until you feel a little bit of pressure. So you're gonna pull those fingers back, nice and easy. Okay, and then pull them down. All right, and do it again. Okay. All right. And then if you have a wall, go up to that wall and reach up as high as you can, keeping your core tight, and just try and stretch those fingers up as high as you can. Okay. Up nice and high. Okay. And then grab the chair or the wall. And I'd recommend doing one side and then switching sides, okay? And then you just nice and easy with those wrists. You know, you pull those fingers back, nice and relaxed. And remember keeping your breathing. When you can practice your breathing during this, it will help your breathing in your matches. You know, and doing this, really, the benefits are endless. You know, especially if you're doing this by yourself, you really kind of put your headphones in and just kind of mentally prepare, and it gets you ready, and you're thinking about your match, your patterns, your game plan, your tactical aspect of your game. You know, and so all of this, especially if you can do it by yourself and you really and you make it a routine, I can guarantee that there's going to be a huge difference in how you approach your matches, how you approach your mental approach to a lot of your matches is going to change significantly. Okay, so last thing, part of phase 3 is we're going to be doing some quick feet. Okay, so in college, we would always have a trainer or somebody kind of dictating the count on this, but really you can just kind of do whatever works best for you. So what you're going to do is we would just use the lines on the court, and we would say, you know, first we're going to start with our quick feet over and back on the line, and then we're going to sprint. So you're going to go over and back as fast as you can, and then go. Okay, so you're working on those fast feet and then pushing off. So just like when you're in a match, you're fast feet, and then you're going to that you're running to the ball, and then you're going to do it sideways, so over and back, fast feet. Okay, and then you go, turn and run, and then you're going to do the other way, and then you go. Okay, over, go. All right, and then we'll do 1 foot, and then go, and then we'll do 1 foot over and back, and then go. So again, you'll do about you'll do one each foot in one direction, and then go, then change to the other direction. So that's about it. I really encourage you, once league starts, once you start playing matches again, I'd really encourage you to incorporate this into your match routine. It takes about 15 minutes. It's really something that will benefit you physically, mentally, emotionally, all of those things. I'm happy to help you. There are a lot of great resources out there. The Djokovic has a book out that really outlines some of his routines, and Roger Federer as well. But I would strongly recommend doing this. I think you'll notice a huge difference in your tennis game and in your match results. So anyway, thanks for joining us. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. See you at the courts.